And we are underway. Super Saturday continues. And it starts with a mistake from the Cowboys, trying for the short kickoff. Execution was poor. And after 11 seconds, the first penalty, and penalty to the Titans. What a gamble.
Well, it is, and it puts them on the back foot straight away against a side that enjoys putting first points on the board. So straight away, the Titans well inside the Cowboys' half.
Friend in jersey number 7, not playing at half-back tonight, playing at hooker, the more familiar role. He finds Prince his first touch of the football wider to Rogers, getting the ball one further. It is Ashley Harrison, who in fact played last week at 6. Such is the versatility of this Queensland State of Origin representative. Michael Hodgson in control of the football. He bullies his way to the 20-metre line. The Cowboys on their heels immediately. Prince across field, a couple of dummies, finds the open runner. It was Gavin Cooper. Still in that centre portion of the field as Friend darts from dummy half, getting dangerously close. This is now the final play. Campbell goes to dummy half. They won't need Campbell though. A penalty in the ruck. Luke O'Donnell, the man there. Just not giving the tackle player enough room. Here is Myers. Charging to the line, Myers. Held up, then pushed back. They have been vulnerable over the last 3 months on their goal line, the Cowboys. Can they hold the Titans back? Taking ownership of the tackle there was Faumawina. Also good contact made by Harris. Across field to Scott Prince, who confused everyone, himself included.
Oh, they had a great chance then. The Titans out on this right-hand edge. LaFranchi, Delaney, Campbell, all lining up.
Right, guys. Ash, hold him there, mate. I'll call out for you.
I think Prince had too many options to play with. Cowboys defence, a little bit of disarray then with all the decoy runners going through, but early signs.
Right, feed.
A little bit of talk there between Jonathan Thurston and Scott Prince.
That won't stop all night.
It might have just been a hello, good to see you back on the footy field, or it might have just been a gentle reminder from Thurston about Scott Prince dropping the ball on his second touch. Well, the Cowboys survived that kick-off mistake. It hasn't cost them points. And although only early, desperately looking for a positive set of attacking football here to get themselves in good territory. Thurston crabs across field. Used Luke O'Donnell as a decoy runner. Tackled on the 40. Goes to Travis Burns in 6 because Thurston was tackled, so Burns gets it downfield, safely into the hands of Essie Tonga, brother of Bulldog and Cowboy next year, Willie Tonga. Again it is Myers. Big front row back very quickly and doing the early set work here. Strong defence from the Cowboys. A two-man tackle on Ashley Harrison. Fred short side to Hodgson. Former Eel headed to the Bulldogs next year. This is Prince to the line. Inside again to Brad Myers. The man they call Big Red. 3 possessions early. Rogers to Prince. By his lofty standards, an average kick from the number 20 tonight. Taking the ball into the line is Johnny Williams.
And defensively, we were asking the questions where they were going to put Scott Prince in defence. We see him out on the left-hand side, 2 in from the sideline next to Essie Tonga, the winger. He'll slowly make his way back in closer to the action as the game gets on, and see what sort of contact he does get in defence.
Ball spat out the back. Jonathan Thurston does the clean-up work. Finds Travis Burns, and coming in quickly and strongly was Scott Prince. So for you Titans fans, a very good sign. Prince is enthusiastic and not afraid of that contact.
And I think you'll find...
Here's Thurston, who trips over himself, tackled by his opposing halfback. To Burns, he goes to the air. Pressure on Atkins, who does very well. Jordan Atkins takes it defensively just in front of his own try line.
Good square, mate. Out to the side. Markers.
3-0 penalty count in favour of the Gold Coast Titans. This is the reason why. Two balls on the footy field, and Jonathan Thurston in no rush whatsoever. Get the other ball off, and we restart play. Almost 6 minutes into this one. 0-0 is the scoreline. Cowboys posted their first victory in near on 3 months last weekend at Suncorp Stadium in Brisbane. It was 36 points to 12 over the struggling Bulldogs. Here go the Titans, who last start went down to the Newcastle Knights. It was Monday Night Football, Scott. It was at Skill Park on the Gold Coast. But it's a short turnaround with travel involved. Always a difficult preparation.
Well, it is, and especially coming up here, Andy, where you do play in far more humid conditions. Doesn't matter what time of year it is. So the turnaround's going to be interesting. What's going to be even more interesting is next week's turnaround again.
Prince. High ball, a test for Ty Williams. Ty Williams does brilliantly so to the defence. And in fact, it was led by Jordan Atkins. First he gets a short ball to Henry, who drops it cold. However, the penalty goes to the Cowboys, their first for the night. Although just a rookie referee, Bernard Sutton has shown he's not hesitant to blow the whistle. 4 penalties inside 7 minutes.
Yeah, mate, got that. Well, hold, guys back here.
Seeing there Brad Myers leaving a little bit early from the defensive line. Both sides a little bit tentative in regards to their kicking games. Both realising how important this game is for 2 particular different reasons, which Mark O'Neill touched on before the game. The desperation of the Cowboys.
Payne. Oh, and a touch from Atkins. Good involvement early from that man in jersey number 2, and why not? When these two sides played in the season opener, it was Jordan Atkins scoring 4 tries. That man there, will they look to this right extreme again tonight and his leap against Ty Williams?
Well, they have all season, the Titans. They've scored a lot of their points down the right-hand side towards Delaney, and Preston Campbell sweeping around the back. I don't think things will change.
This is the 4 Benny Harris centre field. They are the North Queensland Cowboys, and 35 metres away from the try line. Thurston backing himself over the top and out, and in fact out by a long way.
Well, the idea was great, wasn't it? Just the execution, trying to break up the defensive line. Something that's completely against the grain that what we've been seeing this year from the Cowboys. But if that stays in the field of play, it was just a matter of who got the try. Was it going to be Ty Williams, or was it going to be Mark Henry?
Working it from the back of their own field. And the Gold Coast Titans identified Jonathan Thurston defending on this left wing for the home side. That's the way they come from the scrum base. Here is Atkins, lined up and tackled strongly by Southern down low. And while there's no points and a few drops, it's been an energetic start from both sides, Mark O'Neill.
You can hear down on the side, I think there's a lot more intensity match. A lot of people are talking, you can see the input that Scott Prince has had on this game. They look a lot more alive in attack and in defence. He seems to be heading to the open side to try and just stay fresh for his attacking game to unfold.
Crossfield they come to Prince, pressure applied, he keeps it in hand, and LaFranchi spills it. Shame for the Titans, because they had big numbers on this near side.
Again, on this right-hand side, getting numbers. Cowboys falling short. Another opportunity let go by the Titans.
There's Mark Henry to Aaron Payne, and now to big Shane Tronk. Jersey number 10 had a great night against the Cowboys last start. Here's Steve Southern. Centre field, 14 metres out from where the points come as Payne goes to the line to link with Falmawina. Falmawina on that right fringe is brought down just. Burns, Graham, wide to Williams, and he scores. We're going to go upstairs.
Let's tackle 5. Just check the corner post and the grounding.
Our video referee tonight is Chris Ward. Didn't he show some pace there, the hot dog? Johnny Williams.
He's been good this season, hasn't he? He's been a bit of a revelation up here in North Queensland. Strong in his running game.
Good footballers, both of them. John and brother David at Manly.
Well, Essie Tonga had a perfect lineup there to put him into the second row of the stadium. And that's a try.
That is a great try too. No room to work with. No room for error.
And the best part about it, Andy, Winger, he held his line. He held straight as far as he could possibly go on that sideline, stretching the defence.
Next slide.
Waiting nervously, the North Queensland Cowboys here. So I said our video referee is Chris Ward. Waiting for the decision. It is all good here in North Queensland if you support the locals. John Williams scores the first 4-pointer. And despite Jonathan Thurston being back in this football side, Williams will remain in charge of goal-kicking duties. Scott, that was the mistake that allowed the Cowboys the field position.
Yeah, it was. A turnover there in midfield. Perfect place to attack from. Nice little constructed play down this short side. Ashley Graham injecting himself. Numbers-wise, they were fine, the Titans then. They slid off well, both Rogers and Essie Tonga. This man, Williams, will try and convert his own try.
He's used some wingers this year when we speak of Essie Tonga as John Cartwright. Jordan Atkins, despite injury, has been a mainstay, but there's been Jeffrey, Bowen, Rapana, Peterson, Samau at times, and now Essie Tonga. Williams has hit it well, but hit it wide, so the scoreline will remain after 11 minutes of footy. 4 points to nil in favour of the North Queensland Cowboys.
We see there, Matty Rogers slid off well onto Ashley Graham, so Essie Tonga really had a one-on-one tackle there. Perfect example, perfect chance, I should say, to put Williams over the sideline, just not enough contact. But we're starting to see a lineup, aren't we, Andy, with the North Queensland Cowboys on. It looks far more destructive, a little bit more fluent, something what we're used to seeing, and that's with Thurston being in the side.
Don't forget Carl Webb was missing for some weeks, so too Luke O'Donnell over the last 2 years has had a nightmare run with injury and suspension. That's him with the football in his hands now. Strong run, strong runner and strong footballer. When the lid is kept on. I say it with the utmost respect, but the number 11 for the Cowboys, as good and destructive as he is loose and has a tendency just to stray on the other side a little as far as the bending of the rules, and as a result he spent some time on the sidelines through the suspension over the course of his career.
And you know what, sometimes, Ian, I think it's not so much such a bad thing to have in your side.
Yeah.
You know, if it's not intentional, it's always good to have that person that attackers are going to look through the corner eye to see whether that man's in front of them. And Luke O'Donnell offers that.
Agreed. To the point, it probably sounded like I was being harsh, but I'll state for fact, fully fit, I'd have him as the first, second row picked in any New South Wales or Australian side.
Absolutely.
Here is Matt Rogers, running post to post, making the best part of 8 metres. Prince, cross to Brett Delaney. He's brought down an awkward-looking tackle by Ty Williams. Over the top was Jonathan Thurston. Back to Prince, and again the pressure is put on Scott Prince. It's a floating kick, and as a result, Ashley Graham has had all sorts of problems with it.
Well, that pressure that was put on Scott Prince then has worked out well for him. He's had to rush that kick. He probably hasn't hit it as best way as he could. That's why it floated as the way it did, and Ashley Graham has given the Titans another opportunity. This will be their third opportunity to try and put points on the board.
Carl, wait for your back row. Steve, stay in. Down. Feed.
Good quick service from Prince to Rogers, wide now to Campbell. Campbell in jersey number 1. 90 tackle busts so far this year for Preston Campbell, ranked number 4 in the NRL. He couldn't do the job then as Myers doesn't use footwork, he uses muscle. Still there short, Friend, Crossfield, now to Scott Prince. What's on here? Good, quick service, out wide. What a tackle from Jonathan Thurston. A show of strength over the much bigger Jordan Atkins. Here is Delaney. What about this defence from the Cowboys? Where has this been all year? Crossfield, Friend to Prince. Grubber, played at. And Ashley Graham was forced to make a second play at it. So the Cowboys survive, they remain on their heels.
Good desperation here. Mark Henry getting across there, but Thurston the strength to hold a much bigger Jordan Atkins up. Just the aggression, we talked about before the game, didn't we, Andy? The aggression that he attacks everything. Jonathan Thurston, once again there, holding Jordan Atkins up. And that's the desperation that this Cowboys side need.
Here's Hodgson. Spent some time with the Raiders, some time with the Eels, and he's tackled 31 metres out from the try line. 15 minutes in on another edition of Super Saturday. Edition 23 for the year. Another 3 to go as we get down to the business end of NRL 2008. Once again, it is Hodgson. Friend linking with Prince. Prince inside runner. Well identified by the Titans. It was Ashley Harrison, should I say.
Hand in. I said move and you kept your hand there.
Another penalty to the Titans.
Wait.
And the pressure remains on the Cowboys.
Wait. Go.
A do-over, if you like. Prince to LaFranchi, and an easy try there for Gold Coast. Anthony LaFranchi. He crosses to level the scores at 4 apiece on the end of some Scott Prince work, and they made it look too easy for the Cowboys.
Well, it's Cooper there running a good decoy in between both O'Donnell and Mark Henry. He holds those defenders up. But Mark Henry, he needed to slide off onto LaFranchi, I should say.
That shouldn't be a surprise. Prince to LaFranchi for the defence.
Oh, we've seen it so many years over with the Tigers and also the Titans. The leading try scorer for the Titans this season, LaFranchi, but haven't we? We've seen a few occasions already where they've pinpointed this right-hand side. They've come up with a couple of opportunities. They finally converted one across the line, but that was too easy. That would be disappointing for Ian Millwood to see a try that easily scored after the desperation of that set before by players like Jonathan Thurston.
Scott Prince didn't strike them that well prior to kickoff when they were warming up on the field. Had a couple of practice shots and wasn't hitting them well. In fact, Matt Rogers then took a few attempts, maybe thinking, well, the captain's back, but he's not hitting them well. Maybe I'll get called up. Not the case. Prince is 15 metres back. Halfway between the near side post and the sideline. The least preferred side for a right foot kicker. And he pushes it across the post. Not a good start with the boot for Scott Prince as we go to the sideline with Mark.
Well, it is a good start for Anthony LaFranchi at scoring his 11th try of the year. You can see he's the second man out the back, straightens up. The good decoy there attracts defenders. But the Titans last few weeks, they've had no attacking options. Tonight, on that occasion, they had Prince on one side and, of course, Rogers on the other.
And they call biscuits. Anthony LaFranchi collecting the points on that one. Here, once again, is Brad Myers. What a busy start to the night he's had, along with Michael Hodgson. A handful of hit-ups already. And that has been a criticism of Myers' game, both at the Broncos and here at the Titans, that his involvement isn't what many believe it should be.
He plays a big part in the club, Brad Myers, just off the field, probably more importantly, keeping a lot of the young players level-headed. Michael Hodgson heading to the Bulldogs next year. I think he'll be a big loss. He's an unsung hero of this side.
Nathan Friend. Brought down inside the 40-metre zone as they go back to Prince, and again he goes to the air. End over end this goes, and the Cowboys let it bounce. Somehow they haven't been punished.
10 metres. The chasers are all in front here.
Well, Ashley Graham's been giving them a bit of a blueprint, hasn't he, for the rest of the night. He doesn't look very comfortable under these high balls, especially the floating balls. You see both Titans players offside, getting inside the 10 metres.
Crazy football. And he's regarded as a very safe footballer, Ashley Graham. Here's big Tromp, big Shane Tromp. Ray Cashmere preparing to come onto the field. Will it be for Tromp or will it be for this man, Carl Webb? Again, Tromp has got through a mountain of work. Here is O'Donnell, bumping off the first line before being brought down to two-man tackle by the second row for Frankie and Cooper. Now it's Steve Southern's turn. 20 minutes into the game, tackle number 4 for the Cowboys. Back to O'Donnell, who sighted a gap. It shut very quickly. Short side. That's where they work. They do so through first, and Campbell at the back makes a meal of it as Aaron Payne collected.
Warning, that will be 6. Check the contest and grounding.
I've got my doubts Aaron Payne got a clean touch on this on the deck. He doesn't look like a man overly confident, the little number 9. Let's tick the boxes as we go. Is everyone on side? I don't think Payne is. And Payne is inside the 10 metres.
I don't think anyone's really got any contact at all on the ball as it rolls back towards the dead ball. Dropped there by Campbell, knocked backwards. Jordan Atkins looked like he's actually forced it across the dead ball line.
Checking the grounding here. We'd like to go back and have a look at the contest. That's the right arm of Jordan Atkins that makes contact. Preston Campbell was touched while in the air. You cannot touch a defending player in contest of the football.
My call would be no try, goal line dropout.
I think Aaron Payne was in front of the kicker initially anyway. So as a result, I think it should be Titans penalty. Doesn't matter what you and I say, Sats. It's Chris Ward, the video referee, who's had a good long look at this one. That's right, 20-metre restart. Oh, too good.
Just wait.
That was Mark O'Neill's vote. I'm quite sure Buckets would have said 20-metre restart. One of us had to get it right. Moving into the left-hand side from the tap restart, the Gold Coast Titans through Matt Rogers. Friend looks to cross over the ruck. Seemed to be a lack of communication there from the Titans, and Friend was wrapped up quickly. So the Cowboys have done well when you look at the percentages there. They've had very little of the football, yet it is 4 apiece on the scoreboard. Tronk involved in another tackle. That is tackle 18 for the game. In fact, make it 19.
You've got to make an effort.
Sione blowing up at the referee, not happy with that one. What about big Shane Tronk? He's every bit of 110 kilos in this one. His 19th tackle for the game. We've only been going 21 minutes.
It was last week against the Bulldogs. We saw the effort that he put in last week, sometimes taking 2 rucks up in every set of 6. He's just followed on from that effort last week.
Playing his 98th game tonight. Friend, Harrison, getting it wide to Essie Tonga.
Surrender! 2.
Plays the ball back to Ashley Harrison. They're within the 10-metre zone. This is Myers, dumped to the ground, effective low tackle by Benny Harris. Prince across field. Finds Rogers, looking for Campbell. That's where the ball goes. Delaney out wider. There's numbers here for the Titans. Delaney, can he get it to the ground? No, he can't. Again, desperate defence from the Cowboys. On this left fringe, it denies the Titans of points.
But once again, down this right-hand side, the left-hand edge for the Cowboys, they're getting up and they're getting a lot of metres in regards to speed of the line. They're eating up a lot of metres in defence, but backing off at the last minute. And that's causing the Titans to get on the front foot.
Well, Frankie hitting a good shot there. There's Payne. Prince across field, and he's got a little bit of hook on this one. As a result, it is an easy take at the back for John Williams. So Aaron Payne forced to wait for the restart. It remains 4 apiece as the Cowboys look to go wide. They do so and lose control of the football before the first tackle. Their percentage is down. They've had just 33% of the footy, and you can ill afford to be dropping balls early in the count at this end of the footy field. Here's the try scorer, Lafranchi. Good low tackle is Travis Burns. Is on Josh Graham. Been relatively quiet so far tonight, Graham. Hasn't had a lot of opportunity because Prince favours this right-hand side, and that's where they come through the number 20. The inside runner is Cooper. Tackle number 4. Friend across field looking to create something himself. They go to Rogers. Rogers tries to bully his way to the line, tries to power over. The Cowboys are short on the far side. Just the 3 defenders. That's where they go through Prince. And it was a good kick from Scott Prince. And again, the Cowboys deny the Titans of points. Another set of 6. Just how much longer can they hold on?
Yeah, well, they haven't converted a lot of efforts themselves, the Titans, so it can be frustrating for them as well. Prince showed it to the outside, weaved it through the back line of the Cowboys nicely to get another set of 6, and once again set up on this right-hand side. They know where their strength is. The Cowboys know where their strength is. The Cowboys need to get up and get into the face of the Titans on this right-hand side.
A 21-3 count, tackle count inside the opposition 20 in favour of the ball carriers, the Gold Coast Titans. Big Shane Tronk getting a rest, and he deserves it. 21 tackles, 3 hit-ups in the opening 24 minutes. Onto the field is Ben Vayu. This is Gavin Cooper. Friend to Lafranchi, tried to change the angle before and after accepting the football. He lost traction on what is a pretty hard and slick Dairy Farmers surface here tonight. Rogers dragged down from behind. Inside ball to Harrison. It came from Prince and Harrison is denied. There's half a metre in it. Last tackle. They go to their halfback and skipper. He pumps it through again. Lafranchi collecting a double.
Well, again, it's the combination between Prince and Lafranchi. Prince again shows it to the outside, brings the defensive line up, feeds it through the legs. Everyone knows what's going on, especially Lafranchi. Puts himself in a position to get across for another 4-pointer.
Ashley Graham, the fullback, was caught out at the previous tackle. Now, is there a question mark over the grounding here? Did Anthony Lafranchi bounce the football?
It's a formality now, isn't it? But he's a man that's really tried to hold the side together the best he can with the injuries to a lot of the players in the Titans this season. A player we all expect to see in the World Cup squad at the end of the season.
Bev has played 16 games. This is 17 for the club this year. Only one player has played in every game for Johnny Cartwright, and that is Josh Graham. out in the centres tonight, has played back row, has played a lot from the interchange benches, but has been a mainstay for what's been a difficult season, especially late. Prince right in front, 12 metres back. And it is 10-4, a big 10-4 here at Dairy Farmers Stadium. Converted try the difference. Let's check if Anthony LaFranchi was secure in a grounding here. Was there a bounce?
Oh, mate, he's just got to make an effort.
No, all good.
He's been busy, Prince, hasn't he? He's been involved in a lot of things. He's taken up his regular job than what we've seen him when he was on the field consistently. Looks dangerous with the ball in his hand. He's only had to make 2 tackles in this whole game, which is probably the workload that they were hoping that he would only have throughout this match.
Offload to Myers, who has been a lot busier in both aspects of the game. Into double digits with Michael Hodgson as far as ball carries go. This possession rate is absolutely out of control for the Cowboys. 29% of the football is all they have had to the Titans' 71. Basically, it means North Queensland has now made 123 tackles. Gold Coast has only made combined just 50.
Get up there, Jordy.
Good kick from Prince, fielded by Graham. Surely ball security is the key in this set of 6, just getting to the kick. They're going to be weary, the Cowboys, all this defensive work. As Ty Williams goes across field, and they've dropped it again on tackle 1. Can you believe it? The 14 is James Stossick, and they've been their own worst enemy tonight, the North Queensland Cowboys. Myers in possession of the football, roped in by Veu to Prince. There's numbers again, points in the offing. Matt Rogers takes it to the line, and Matt Rogers scores. I thought he had butchered it, the number 6.
It looked like he took it a little bit too far, didn't he? Didn't have an open passage to his outside men in Atkins and Delaney. We see the turnover here, Ty Williams. There was a great opportunity on the outside. For some reason, Ben Harris came in. Ty Williams had got on the outside, but once again we see the decoy runner from Cooper, who's done a very good job here with that. Ty Williams coming in late after taking that ball across field in attack, having to try to make his way back to his left-hand side edge.
Low percentage play from Matt Rogers here. 2 men on his outside. Could have been made to look very foolish.
We go back to the Cowboys, and you see Matt Rogers on screen there, the try scorer. Fast approaching 100 career tries in the NRL, but get back to the Cowboys' defensive structure. I know they were down with Ty Williams, but they've got to make the Titans work harder for their tries, and they're not doing that. They've got to get up, they've got to get in, they've got to get into the face of the Titans and make them work harder. If they do score a try down the right-hand sideline, sit back and applaud it. But they're not being able to do that at the moment. The Titans are getting too many opportunities on too many occasions.
Scotty Prince at 50% so far tonight. What about the size of the guard on that left forearm? He is returning from a broken arm suffered in State of Origin. That's winding the clock back to Mal Meninga type arm guards back in the 90s. And he's pushed this one across, again across the face, and maybe it's that arm guard. It's so heavy, it's dropping the left shoulder a little bit as we go to the sideline with Mark.
Well, Princey's definitely not kicking him as well as Mal Meninga. We can see here the Cowboys, they're tired. There's no talk through. Sheer weight of possession to the Titans, and the Titans have so many bodies in motion, and one of those bodies is Preston Campbell. He's free of the responsibility of organising the team, and that allows his creativity of his natural game to take effect.
The night started poorly for the Cowboys, who experimented with a short kickoff. It didn't go the 10 metres. And apart from 1 or 2 little offensive signs of positivity, it has been a disastrous half an hour.
Well, it has. You look at the defensive numbers for the Titans. There's not one player in double figures. and it's going to take its toll, like Mark O'Neill said.
Long ball to Prince, inside ball to the 16 on the footy field. It's Daniel Conn. Tackled on the 30-metre line. Fiend. French, I say, comes near side through Prince and on to Delaney. Good solid three-man tackle there. Involved was Cashmere, Thurston and Payne. Going to the left boot of Matt Rogers. Got a good long left shot on it. Taken on the full by John Williams. And he makes good metres centre field. What can his teammates do here to help with field position?
And with that possession, Andy, we now see the Titans starting getting a little bit of a groove with Prince and Rogers being their right foot, left foot kicker. They're up tempo and they're driven by Prince verbally on the field, the Titans players. You can see that they respond pretty heavily to it.
Two different footy sides with their number 7s and captains in the game. Much needed penalty here for North Queensland. Penalty count 5-3 in favour of the away side. That's the reason why.
Well, a positive point for the Cowboys is the little possession they have had up that end, Andy. They have nearly turned it into points every time.
Here is the Campbelltown Colossus, Big Ray Cashmere. Bearded tonight. Vayu. Short ball to O'Donnell. Power running. He left the pants behind, but he claims the try. What a hit back from the Cowboys. They have had very little of the football. And it is 3 tries to 2. They are in this game, despite performing well below their best for the last half hour.
Well, they have. We've talked about the options, times they have got up here. They have turned it into points. Nelly, on the first occasion, Williams scored on the right-hand side. This time it's a nice little deft touch from someone that's other than Jonathan Thurston. It's this man, Luke O'Donnell, pushing into nice space. Just power running, and you saw Prince get up ahead of his inside defender, opened up the gate, and he's going to continue to do that defensively.
A concern here for the Cowboys, Jonathan Thurston has been stretching out that knee for the last 30 seconds on the walk back. There's a bit of a limp there. There's also some tape around the ankle. There is your try scorer, Luke O'Donnell. Just 3 for the season. John Williams with the attempt, not a difficult one. He's a good striker of the football. 20 metres back, 16 in from touch, and he's pushed it out to the right. Haven't seen a great display of kicking so far tonight. We are 1 from 5, and the scoreline is 14 points to 8.
See Burns on the Vayu. It's a nice little deft touch. You see Prince just got up ahead of his inside man, Delaney. With that arm injury, I was just going to talk about that earlier, that he's going to try and do that to stop the contact coming directly to him. It's a smart ploy, but your inside man's got to be aware of it as well. But Prince getting up a little bit ahead of his man, opening up the gate there for a big, strong running Luke O'Donnell. Now the Cowboys, can they finish off this last half in a bit of a groove?
Further interchange for the Cowboys. Steve Southern has left the field in the minutes prior to half-time to get some stitch work done on a cut above his right eye, I believe. We'll see Bluey again tonight. Here is Ashley Graham. Moving into dummy half as Aaron Payne gets the ball free to Dane Weston, who has been part of this side for the last couple of weeks. As far as starting minute footy goes, off the interchange again tonight. Here is Campbell, beats one. Tries to put the footwork on Luke O'Donnell, can't get around him.
And that's a good set, isn't it, Andy? Yep. Travis Burns finds ground and first chaser down there. Good sign of enthusiasm is always in your kick chase.
Essie Tonga is the man tackled with the football, 12 metres out from his own try line. This is the dirty work for the Titans. And because they've had a majority of the football, they're fresh enough to do it. French short side. It's again the 13 in Harrison. 10 hit-ups for tonight for Ashley. Pass has been ruled forward. What a big 3.5 minutes this is for North Queensland, who trail by a converted try. They've raced into the scrum. I don't know where they've got the energy.
And if I'm me in Millwood, I go in at half-time, if it's 14-8, I'm relatively happy. I'm happy with the workload.
With the result. Just disappointed with the performance, I would assume.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Here's Payne to Thurston. Rehearsed play from Graham. It goes wide to Henry, looking to get on the outside of Jordan Atkins, in between Preston Campbell. They couldn't, as O'Donnell gets driven to the ground. Already one try tonight. Thrashing his way off on his back to try and get out of the tackle. Vayu. Tackled 5 metres out from the try line. Thurston to Ty Williams. Ty Williams scores.
What a great touch there from Jonathan Thurston. Well-constructed play starting with Aaron Payne and his decoy runners. Ty Williams left alone outside on this left flank.
And it was a simple case of numbers. Williams finished it and finished it well. Seen examples of this both sides of the field, with the Cowboys easily getting on the outside of their opposing defender.
Well, exactly right. It's the times they have been down here. I'll say it again. They have always nearly converted those opportunities into points. It's a promising sign for a side that's been behind in so much in the possession stakes. But when we see Payne getting out of dummy half, having time on his hand to weigh up his options, and then he links to Jonathan Thurston, you know the Cowboys are starting to get something back. And we're starting to see that in the last 10 minutes of this first half.
Keep in mind, one of the central points of their offence is Matt Bowen, who has been missing for the majority of the season. And his importance in this side cannot be understated. He doesn't run play-by-play like Jonathan Thurston does, but he is there or thereabouts every other play.
Well, he adds that X factor, and it's amazing we haven't been able to call his name so often this year, isn't it?
Williams has brought the ball back 24 metres. Gets a good bit of it too. It's perfect from the sideline. We are locked at 14. Just over 60 seconds remain until half-time. And I think the best way to describe what we've seen in this 40 minutes, Scott, is strange.
Well, it is. Just as you see the replay of the conversion here, nearly taking the flag out, but possession that the Cowboys have had. They'll only get a couple of tackles in this last set before we go into the break. But Ian Millwood would be absolutely ecstatic going in at 14 all, knowing that they've got the wet sail leading into the second half.
This is Cashmere. 30 seconds before half-time to Thurston.
Oh, it's a hot potato.
Just it wasn't even a pass, it was a handoff to Luke O'Donnell. Short side, Payne. Payne through the centre. Look for Henry on the outside. Thurston was on the inside. Here's Henry. Off to Vayu.
He's been strong since he's come on, Vayu. He's always poked his head through, got him on the front foot.
Last play of the half, Thurston tried to put the grubber on. It is taken well and securely by the Titans. And the referee says, we've had enough for this opening half. A half that has produced 6 tries and 28 points after 40 minutes. It is the Gold Coast Titans and the North Queensland Cowboys, 14 all. The Cowboys with first use of the football in front of a good hometown crowd. 2 Queensland sides doing battle as Super Saturday continues around Australia on your sports leader. And it is Ray Cashmere and a good right shoulder. Bouncing off was Ashley Harrison. Falmer went at a dummy half, linking with Ben Vayu. Aaron Payne, one of just 3 players to have competed in all 20 games this year as a dummy half. Filled in a captain in Jonathan Thurston's absence. But Aaron Payne there in number 9, the only player not to have scored a try in this 17. And I guess with a couple of rounds remaining, the dreaded nudie run starts getting thought about. And Payne, he could be a very lonely man on Mad Monday.
Well, it's a draft of their season, isn't it? There's a guy that you're used to seeing probably getting close to double figures every season for scoring tries, but that's been the way their season has unfolded in regards to the opportunities they have had. And that's through suspension, that's through injury. We see a high shot there. I think it may have been Travis Burns or Ray Cashmere it was.
Yeah, it was Ray Cashmere on the 60-second mark in this second 40 minutes. And look, there is absolutely nothing in that. But by the letter of the law, it is a penalty and penalty sufficient. And it's good and well to say there's nothing in it, but the rule book pretty clearly defines where you can and where you can't. And until that rule has changed, tackles like that warrant a penalty. Taking the ball forward into within a couple of metres of the halfway is James Stossick. Late on the scene was Ashley Harrison, who was running in combination with Preston Campbell on this left fringe, the short side. Josh Wheels Graham. He's had a very quiet night. Here is Prince. Danny favours this right-hand side. So too Rogers with a good left-to-right pass. But he takes the line on himself. Dangerously close to the sideline. Somehow he stays in. I think he did so with the help of Jordan Atkins. The Frankie has scored a double tonight. He takes the ball into the line. Hard to bring down. Finally is pushed into the horizontal position. Friend Prince across field, looking for Preston Campbell. There's some Titans magic for you.
Well, it's great work here from Campbell. We might get the angle where we see a yawning gap in behind to play the ball. There's the perfect view here. Prince works to the right-hand side, banana kick back. You see Campbell right underneath the black dot, making his way through that big hole there. Faumuina doing his best to get back.
Preston looks confident and he's got a face that wouldn't tell a fib. Yeah, no issues whatsoever. Referee was well placed.
Nice try from the Titans early on in the second half.
Not having a crack at the ref, it's not my go and not our go. And I'd rather make the players the stars of the broadcast. But there was no one here better placed than the referee to adjudicate on whether Preston Campbell got that ball down.
Yeah, I think first and foremost he's probably trying to look at whether Preston Campbell's onside as we see the green light come up, try.
Little Presto, just number 3 for the season, and he's only missed one game.
You can sit back, you can try and dissect it as much as possible and say the defensive side should have done this, should have done that. But sometimes you just got to sit back and applaud a good try. Well organised, well constructed by both Prince and Campbell.
Little bloke who played for the Gold Coast, went to Cronulla, headed to Penrith. Back up as one of the key signings by John Cartwright when the Titans were reborn. So too this man. Premiership winner with the Tigers. Right in front for a 6-point lead for the Gold Coast Titans. After 3.5 minutes of the second half, it is 20 points to 14 as we go sideline to mark.
Well, Titans coach John Cartwright will be very happy with the start there. A try from Preston Campbell. He did encourage the guys, though, if they do get in front, to try and be ruthless and shut this game out by a strong and much improved defensive line. For the other side, Coach Ian Millwood is very happy for the Titans, considering they held the ball only had it for 37%. And he's looking to just be patient, complete a few sets, and see what happens in the final 20 minutes of this match.
Oh, heavy body contact. Ray Cashmere and Ben Vayu. In fact, Stossick, should I say. James a little ginger getting to his feet. Heavy contact from the restart. Again, it's Cashmere up aggressively, but getting the ball free was Matthews. Cashmere doubling up in the tackle department. He does so right on the red line, indicating the 40-metre zone. Frankie, the recipient of the ball, comes around the ruck from Preston Campbell. Rogers with the left boot, out of dummy half. Into kicking to Ashley Graham, and this is where at times during the year, I think the Cowboys have struggled. They've struggled in transition from defence to attack. Effectively, their offensive set has been starting tackle 3 or tackle 4 because they're not transitioning well.
We see a strong run here from Luke O'Donnell. And Andy, just in regards to that, we talk about Matty Bowen. We've been so used to so many years with Matthew Bowen bringing back, linking up with his back two wingers and always getting the Cowboys on the front foot. We haven't seen a lot of that this year. They've used a few number ones.
Here's Faumuina taking it to the line, but doing it solo. And then finally spinning it back to Aaron Payne. Short ball for Burns. Weird contact between Matt Rogers and Travis Burns. Ball bouncing before going out on the 5th tackle. Not the kick the Cowboys wanted there, far from it. And there was some words spoken between the two number 6s after that tackle, a tackle that looked awkward.
Right down.
Plenty of talk. Referee and the Titans happy to engage. As Prince goes to Brett Delaney on that open side. Big centre 3-quarter who, I don't think there's any doubt, as Scott said earlier, is destined to end up wearing perhaps jersey 11 or 12 over the next couple of years. Here is the number 12, Will Matthews. Good young talent that's been brought into the top grade for the Titans this season. Frenda Frankie inside to Campbell, running right into the back of Daniel Conn. Good. Friend running to the right, kicking to the left, and gets a good bounce. Not so for Ashley Graham, who feeds the ball off to John Williams. And Friend makes tackle number 16 for the night. And he is way down on season averages, averaging 43 a game. Nathan Friend, averaging more than any other player in the NRL this season. Here is Thurston through the gap, looked to get the ball over the top. It was touched by the Titans, and 6 a game is the ruling. Almost created some more headaches for the visitors there, Jonathan Thurston. Here is Aaron Payne. Ashley Graham leaves it behind, but the ball has been knocked on.
Well, you know you've got to take your opportunities when you see them. That wasn't an opportunity, and Ian Millwood's... See Thurston just getting on the outside of Delaney. Nelly created an opportunity on the outside. But Ian Millwood's instructions at half-time were to be patient. Let's grind our way into this game. Let's get to the 20-minute mark.
Stay in, Dane. Go right in.
At present, the Titans are the ones achieving that.
Rogers to Graham on this left side, tackled by Henry and Williams. There's Ashley Harrison. That's a good, strong run. Good meterage from the lock forward. To Stosic, and they've identified Ben Harris on this right side because he has gone 3 tackles back to back to back. Prince across field inside to LaFranchi. That combination has worked well tonight. LaFranchi very much the beneficiary. He's grabbed a double so far. Friend to Prince. Short ball, good ball, Stosic, Campbell. Here go the Titans, and that is a great try. Essie Tonga on the end of it. The ball was moved and quickly, and 4 points is the reward.
Well, it's a creative exchange of passing, isn't it? Matthews runs a good decoy. It's that man Prince again, holds the ball up beautifully. Harris comes in to try and shut it down. was Harrison involved again. He's involved in a lot of the dirty work tonight, but also the nice little fine touches. He keeps the ball alive to Stosic. He does well for a big man to stay alive. See Stosic here, gets the ball, turns his back. Ashley Graham does his best to hold off a stronger Josh Graham. And young 19-year-old Essie Tonga.
Good hand shown by James Stosic, likewise Campbell. And an instinctive ball from Josh Graham on the outside to that man, who will long remember tonight. First career try.
And again, it's on the back of a mistake by the Cowboys. The way they started the first half was exactly the same. And they proved if they do get into a bit of a grind, they do get into a bit of an arm wrestle, they have turned that into points. Let's see if that arm guard plays any part in this kick.
10 points the difference. Prince kicking at 50% so far tonight. This is nice from the captain. Flags go up. 2 converted tries. It is 26 points to 14.
I think it's weighted up. I think it's weighed up the kicks. It's equalised it. But here we see a nice offload from Josh Graham and a good finish by Essie Tonga under a lot of pressure from Jonathan Thurston, and the replay of the kick. Can't get much better.
Another restart for the Cowboys here. Rogers takes the ball, offloads to Stosic, and Cashmere was there again looking for a receipt. A lot of work on the ground by Ben Harris. Got to control their aggression here defensively to the North Queensland Cowboys, who I don't think look as effective in the middle of the park without Carl Webb and without Shane Tronk. There is Webb, preparing to get back into the game. He'll be interchanged. Number 4 only for Ian Millwood, so plenty of changes left for North Queensland as the Cowboys field the ball just 10 metres out from their try line. They do so through Ty Williams. But it was an effective chase by the Titans again. Their confidence is high.
And it is, and you know it's a worrying sign for size defensively when your Nathan Friend is getting out of dummy half, is creating a lot of opportunities for being able to commit the markers. He's starting to do that now. He's getting a lot of time to get out and get his runners in behind to play the ball.
Here's Williams. He's trying to do a little bit of the dirty work for some of his bigger men. They made 70 more tackles, the Cowboys, than the Titans. They go through to Graham, who was taken off the ball. Somehow, the Titans survive. Good football from both sides, actually. Rogers looking to get around Ty Williams and around Jonathan Thurston. This is Delaney. Good aggressive attacking football from North Queensland, despite the fact they've had 12 points put on them in the opening 13 minutes of this second half. Fred scheming out a dummy half, goes wide to Prince, now to Graham. Looks to get on the outside of Burns, but can't. Assisting defensively, taking ownership of the tackle was John Williams. Go back to Harrison. His talent from a lock forward, he's a natural right footer, and put that onto the left boot and still made the best part of 55 metres.
He's been great this season, Ashley Harrison, for the Titans. Filled in at number 6 and has filled in admirably as well. Gets his chance to go back to the back of the scrum.
Good versatile club man, isn't he?
I think he's outstanding. I think he's probably the Titans' best this season.
Oh, Donald spilling it out the back. So the ball movement continues. Does so through Henry. This is Jonathan Thurston on play number 3. Big Carl Webb. Taking it to the line. Here is Aaron Payne. Finds Jonathan Thurston at the line to Luke O'Donnell. Mark Henry somehow he keeps control of the football. Back to Thurston. And to the air. An old-fashioned midfield bomb, so very little pressure on the Titans, but it is 6 again. Can the Cowboys be patient, or is it try time? Here is Harris, taking it towards the line. Back to Travis Burns, who lunges. The Cowboys had numbers on this near side. They burrow their way to the line. I think it is Falmawina. Burns. Back to Payne. Directionless football at the moment. O'Donnell. His number 9 wanted the run around, but the second rower took the ball to the line as John Cartwright looks on. And a blow up from O'Donnell. Penalty though to the Cowboys.
What are you doing, mate? Jonathan? What are you doing? Well,
There was no direction at all when they got that set of 6, that 6 to go then. A lot of players, very ashen face, standing around.
wait for me, mate. Wait for
He goes the 15 and running with energy as Dane Weston, the former Shark. 10 metres out, Payne. Thurston, he is the go-to man. Webb playing a little bit of football before the line, puts the sidestep on. He was the first try scorer last week and the Cowboys loved it. Can he get across the line tonight? Payne smashed in a good hip tackle. Taking the legs away again was Harrison. Short ball to Falmawina.
Nathan Friend.
Penalty again to North Queensland. Back-to-back-to-back sets. The Titans are under pressure. Aaron Payne calling the shots. He hands the ball off to Ray Cashmere, forced to run solo into the line, and the Titans are short on the far side. They readjust through Brad Myers. Here's Webb. Short to Weston! Who's over? The Cowboys, it may not have been pretty, they are clawing their way back.
Well, they've had a few chances in the last couple of minutes, haven't they? This guy, Dane Weston, he's been very impressive, strong running. Tip on from Carl Webb, just pure strength gets him across the line. Rogers comes in contact, Myers, Delaney, Campbell, even Jordan Atkins comes in to help. Good determination gets him across the line. Disappointing there for John Cartwright. The Cowboys, once again through possession, through staying patient, strong running.
He's been a real improver for mine this year, Dane Weston. Good size of a kid. And John Williams, who has only kicked so far 1 from 3 tonight. With the assignment here, has kicked 17 for the season along with 10 tries. Personal tally of 78 points so far. He's hit this one well, and the Cowboys are now back to within a converted try. It is 26 plays 20. Just closing in on the 60-minute mark as we go sideline with Mark.
That seems to be the trend. Whoever can hold the ball for a couple of sets will come up with the points. That was the 4th set for the Cowboys there on the line. After attacking Scott Prince's side in the previous, Scott Prince was calling numbers to the left, as you mentioned to Andy Raymond, which left the Titans short on the right. All little too late when Myers got across because Weston went straight over.
Here comes Carl Webb. Again, not taking it straight forward, identifying this much smaller Nathan Friend in the line and asking him to complete yet another tackle. Dangerous, the hands are between the legs. Christmas hold, if you like, on Ray Cashmere. Now O'Donnell. The ball comes loose. Was it stripped? Are we going to have a look at this on with the video referee? I think Luke O'Donnell's face says it all.
Wait for
Scott? Stripped or poor ball security?
No, I think just poor ball security. We see just as before he hits the ground, it's already around his back. He didn't really have control at any stage.
Josh Graham getting on the outside of his man in John Williams. And that looked very dangerous for the Cowboys. Zessi Tonga, 1 try already tonight. Just his 2nd game in the top grade. Now to Prince. Crabs across field, a couple of steps to Hodgson. Looking for LaFranchi wide. Here is Harrison. Oh, good contact on Josh Graham. It was a big shot from Williams. Prince steps off the right boot and is dragged down by Carl Webben and also Ray Cashmere. Rogers gets the left boot on it. Thurston has a play at it. It goes backwards.
10 metres.
And Luke O'Dwyer was in front of the kicker. Was required as a result to stay back 10 metres. He didn't. And the penalty goes to the defensive side, in this case, the Cowboys.
As you see a replay here. Oh. I think Luke O'Dwyer's a little bit hard done by in that call, but getting back to the action, you just see the Cowboys only just making the sideline, not making many metres at all.
On the 20-metre line only, and another penalty to the Cowboys. Their last kick for touch was absolutely woeful. Now Burns, and gets a big cheer for this one. He makes 20 metres, but the big deal was that he did it on the full. Payne to Webb. Again playing footy before the line to Graham in a work play. Mark Henry is tackled. Time is blown off. There's 2 footballs on the field, and we continue on. O'Donnell, who, despite from his try, has been relatively well contained tonight. Once again, it's Webb. Was he taken high by former Broncos teammate Brad Myers? Webb thinks so. Here's Payne, trying to milk a penalty there, just in that ditch area. Burns. Individual play, and it hasn't been rewarded. Thurston took the line on, spat the ball back to Rogers, and a very mild, very weak turnover from the Cowboys.
It's disappointing. That's now twice that they've got down that end. They've had no direction. You see Thurston trying to marshal his troops, but there was no response at all from anyone either side of him.
Here's Luke O'Dwyer, his first hit up of the game. Harrison taking it to the line. It's been very busy again for John Cartwright. They lead by 6, the Titans. The final quarter of this one. The bounce favours the Cowboys here. Not such a bad result for the Titans, however. They get the chance to reform their defensive line on the 30-metre. And it's a long way between where the Cowboys are and where they need to be.
Well, there's yet to be a side that's really grabbed the game by the scruff, put on constant pressure. Both sides are letting each other get back into this game.
It's been said before, but gaining momentum is the easy part. Maintaining momentum is the difficult part. Neither side has been able to maintain their momentum or maintain a pressure here tonight. As Falmawina offloads dangerously to Burns. Thurston crabbing it crossfield, looking for the run. He finds it in Graham. On to Henry, now to Ty Williams, who grubbers ahead. Campbell makes a play at it. And they're saying Preston Campbell did touch the football. Wow. Yeah, Preston Campbell has had almost an air swing. He got a hand to it.
He was trying to do the right thing and knock it over the sideline, just misjudged it. Now this is a chance for the Cowboys. As we mentioned, someone is going to be able to take the game and control it. This set of 6, these next 2 or 3 minutes are going to be the most important of this game for both these sides, defensively and offensively.
Got a good piece of the drop out into the hands of Travis Burns and off to Ray Cashmere. And crash into Friend, into Hodgson he goes. Payne to Webb. Webb pumping the little legs. They're not long, but they're thick. They're hard to bring down. Ball comes free. Tackle number 2 for the Cowboys. Luke O'Donnell came screaming in from the left-hand side of the field, appealing that that one was stripped. We are going to the video referee to check. Okay, there is a hand in there of Nathan Friend. He hasn't had a play at the football, but the fact there's a hand in there will count against the Titans here.
I just think it's part of it's common sense. It's part of the game. His arm is in there. He hasn't made a rake at the ball.
Loose carry, guys.
Loose carry.
That's it here.
Just on Luke O'Donnell, he needs to really start watching himself in regards to the way that he's approaching the officials. He's already served time on the sideline.
Over 2 separate incidents, 2 in the one game. Luke O'Donnell serving time, one for ill discipline on the field and in the contact, but also ill discipline for gesturing and abusing an official.
And once again, we go back to a side has now allowed the Titans to gain a little bit of control.
Less than 15 minutes, 6 points separate these 2 sides. Hasn't been a faultless or a perfect game of football or exhibition by both sides. In fact, truth be known, far from it. It's been very scrappy and a bit painful at times. But because of the closeness of the score, I think we're in for a thrilling 14 minutes.
Well, I think you're right. Both sides are coming into the game, and Mark O'Neill touched on it before the game. Both sides have got different reasons. The Cowboys are tentative because of their position on the table. You see Carl Webb making his way to the sideline. And we've got the Titans in a position where they're tentative about anything they do may affect their possible finals appearance.
Both sides have been urgent tonight. They've been desperate, and they've shown that. This is Cashmere from the bench, another top-shelf performance from Big Ray tonight. Here is O'Donnell taking it into the line, hard to bring down. In fact, it takes 3 of them. Slowly getting to the deck. And slow to his feet is O'Donnell. This is Tronk. Got through so much defensive work in that opening quarter of the game. Payne from dummy half now to captain and playmaker Jonathan Thurston. Dummies a couple of times, steps on it. Oh, Travis Burns, he drops it.
A shortcut from here.
The Cowboys another mistake, and the Titans survive. This was beautiful from Jonathan Thurston.
Just seeing Rogers getting up ahead of his inside man and leaving that space for Jonathan Thurston to take advantage of. But we see again another side.
Time on.
Relatively easy ball to catch, an inside pass from Thurston.
His involvement hasn't been as high as it normally would, Jonathan Thurston, but what he has done with the football tonight, considering first game back from a knee operation, first game back in a month, it has been of the highest order.
It has been, and defensively he's been very sound as well. He hasn't had to do a lot of defence tonight.
Well, Frankie taking it to the line is taken to ground by former Tigers teammate Luke O'Donnell, and Mark Henry was also involved in the tackle. Now was that forward. Line ball called from the officials to Scott Prince and downtown. Awkward bounce for John Williams, and a good chasing team here from the Titans. Harrison low, Friend high. Here is Harris.
I think both sevens have been pretty sharp tonight. I think their involvement's been good. Every time they've linked with their outside man, it's always been nice and crisp. I think they both agree that both their kicking games probably haven't been the best, but that's to be expected after being out for so long.
Both guys got great skill sets. And while their individual displays have been good, I think the core game of both sides tonight has been a little bit off. There have been signs of brilliance and expansive footy from both these outfits, but their core game, the pressure game, hasn't been there. As we go to the air through Jonathan Thurston. Knocked back from the Titans of Preston Campbell. Preston Campbell knocks on. 10.5 minutes remaining. 6 points in the game. And the Cowboys looking to get square.
Anthony, stay in, not all out. Stay until you hear it.
Is there a double knock on there, Scott? Knocked on first by the Cowboys.
Oh, no. But what they did do, the Cowboys, well, is they put pressure on a bad kick. Came up with a result.
Graham to Tronk. This big tractor only has 2 gears and it's stuck in first, but it's effective. It goes all night long. Here is Payne. And penalty.
Time out. Time out. Scott.
The penalty count has turned around dramatically. Early on, it was 4-1 in favour of the Titans. Now it's 9-5, or 8-6, should I say, in favour of the Cowboys.
Right, I spoke to you over there earlier to drop out about the number of penalties against your team in this half. You need to do something about it now, because if you don't, I'm going to have to. You probably won't like what I do.
You're going to try and tell them?
There, do it now. Just wait.
He's going to smack them on the hand. He's going to make them write out lines.
Stop it, Andy.
He might send them to the sin bin. I think the lines would be more effective.
Well, hold, Scott.
100 times I will not commit. Here is Southern. The Cowboys looking to drive a 4-pointer home here. Burns. Trump, Thurston. Set move, Thurston to the line. Did he get it? No. A metre short. Again, it's Trump. A slide ball onto Vayu. Cowboys looking to come right. The Titans are short. If the Cowboys are good enough, there are points on offer. Ashley Graham falls to the ground. He did so in a 3-on-1 situation. Harris inside to Burns, who looked to roll over under the tackle of Friend. Thurston steps, Grubbers. Campbell takes it, does so with ease, and Preston Campbell pins the ears back. An easy target for Mark Henry. He's quick over 40, but the little legs got tired quickly. Mark Henry almost forced into a penalty there. But that set of offensive 6 from the Cowboys, it typified their night. There was no direction, there was a lack of communication, and almost a sense of panic late.
Well, there was a nice set play off Trump down the left-hand side, trying to inject a big front rower, which he was going to attract a lot of defenders. He tipped it on, they nearly got across through Thurston, but what was happening on the back of that is disappointing. The decoy runners weren't in tune in communicating with their inside men. And I think that play, Preston Campbell may have saved this game. I might be going off a little bit early, but it's put them on the front foot for the Titans now.
Good drive in defence from the Cowboys. A converted try, the difference. The Titans cross the line here. It could well be it. And we know what you Bulldogs fans are thinking. Go Gold Coast. Here's Matt Rogers, secured in the tackle of Steve Southern. Friend to Prince, wide to Campbell. Campbell continues. Ball has come loose and into the hands of Ty Williams. So the Cowboys survive here.
What was pleasing for that left-hand side defence is they got up and they shut down the Titans' movement. They got in the face of the Titans, and they come up with possession. They come up with a result.
Travis Burns in open space. Great defensive read there. That was Luke O'Dwyer coming in from this left-hand side. Here's Fayu to the line. The Cowboys have had a good chunk of possession in this second half. They haven't been able to use it to their advantage. Faumawina spits it back to Burns, who knocks it back. That's Sione. Payne, downfield.
Oh, it's too deep.
Well-weighted kick, but the chase isn't there, because otherwise Preston Campbell would have been in all sorts. Oh, tough stuff from O'Donnell. Now the Cowboys are going to muscle up. They have condensed their line. That's the winger, Ty Williams. Only Jonathan Thurston is wider, trying to move it from the back end of their field, the Gold Coast. They do so through Gavin Coop. Delaney. Like the extra forward, the right centre for John Cartwright. 6 minutes remain. Frankie carries the ball forward for the 13th time tonight. Add to that an even 30 tackles. Good. Here is Prince. Playing it off the knees is Ashley Graham. Spectacular contact there with Brad Myers and also Scott Prince.
Good pressure there from big Shane Tronk on Prince as he put that kick. He worked out a marker, tried to put as much pressure on Prince as he could. He's had a big game, Tronk.
Check that, Wardy. I'm checking it.
We've got another drop ball. Again, it is mid-set. We are going once again to the video ref. And once again, Luke O'Donnell needs to be careful here. His enthusiasm's great. It has to be controlled because he has come screaming in to appeal to the referee. But this one was stripped. You don't see it there, but the arm was of James Stossick was certainly wrapped around the ball, and it was taken from Stossick. This one, undeniably a penalty.
I think it will be a penalty.
Mine.
But once
It's a penalty, guys. Yeah. Penalty.
Yeah, but once again, I do believe there's nothing wrong, and you have to try and shut the ball down. You have to wrap your arm up in the tackle, so the runner doesn't offload the ball. Now, sometimes in the struggle of a tackle, the ball does come free. So it's going to be a grey area. It's something we're never going to get to the bottom of.
Until they change the rules, that's a penalty though.
Yeah, you're right.
Until they change the rules. They'll address it at season's end, which way they go. I've got no idea. Thurston on the wraparound. Williams has knocked it on. Again, early set. Just one tackle had been completed. 4.5 minutes remaining. The Cowboys showed no patience, no self-control, and they've paid the penalty.
I don't think it's a matter of who won this game. I think it's a matter of really who's lost it.
Yeah.
You know, it's both sides
Right, guys, make sure you stay
have been really impressive in regards to what they've done when they've had the ball in hand.
Head in, Sione. Come on. Head in, Sione.
Cowboys are going to get 2 more offensive sets with the football before this one is over. But at this rate, it is hard to see them holding on to the footy and doing something with it. The workhorses are off for the Cowboys. I speak of Western, Southern, Cashmere. Ben Farrer is on, hasn't had a lot of chances tonight, Ben. That has been the case for the last couple of weeks. Limited minutes, limited involvement, but coming off the interchange. Solid from O'Donnell over the top. Harrison just keeps going forward, this number 13.
He's been great tonight, Harrison.
Yeah. Prince. It's a good territorial, a good attacking kick down to Ashley Graham. Was met in a strong tackle by O'Dwyer and also Essie Tonga. Here is John Williams and a penalty for the Cowboys. Now the penalty count is 10-7.
Luke O'Dwyer.
Is Luke O'Dwyer going to be sat down here?
You want Luke O'Dwyer?
There's just over 3 minutes to go. Our referee said last time to Scott Prince, "You're not going to like what I do." What's he going to do?
Right. I've spoken to you twice about the number of penalties you've given away. Luke has given away 3 himself. He can sit down for 10.
Are you serious? What about the professional foul over here? What about the professional?
Easy to criticise a ref, only give him a rap. He threatened once and said, "Control your men, or I will do something they don't like."
Prince has got a point, but in regards to the professional foul from...
One professional foul, though, Scott, against a series of offences that the Coast were warned about.
3.5 minutes. 3 minutes left now, 12 men.
6 points the distance between the two. Here goes Carl Webb. 4 Titans. It takes to rope the big Cowboy in. Can they hold it for the set of 6? Here's Travis Burns back to Ashley Graham. Tried to get around Scott Prince, but good defence from Prince. Also there and taking ownership of the tackle was Anthony LaFranchi. Burns across field. Falmawina to Fayu. Getting dangerously close inside the 10. Jonathan First inside to Carl Webb. 2 minutes remain. 1 tackle here for the Cowboys. Thurston out to Ty Williams. No try.
That'll be the last. Just want to check if he got the ball down before he went out.
But the linesman's put his flag up already.
Flag was up. Obviously, the referee wants to, has overruled the linesman and said, "I want to take a look at this."
Do we need them?
Do we need what?
Linesman. He's tied. It's that left foot, which is going to touch the line. The linesman is in perfect position. He's made a decision.
Yeah.
Hats off to him. He hasn't relied on the video referee.
That was snappy flag work. We'll have a look at the replay again, but the flag went straight up. It was good elbow movement. It was swift. No try, play the ball. So we restart action.
Good defence there from Jordan Atkins, I think it was. We've got to give him credit.
108 seconds remaining here, so the Cowboys will get the football back. I think, being perfectly honest, they have had their chances here tonight, and they have had their chances in the last 20 minutes.
The Titans should have extended their lead in that first half on quite a few occasions with the possession they had.
Myers tackled on the second. Keep in mind the Titans are doing it with just 12 men. It's not really going to matter offensively. It matters defensively. Gavin Cooper very slow to his feet. Time was blown off. Back on again. Maybe a little bit of the mind games there from Cooper. Tackle 4. Do the Titans wait to the last before booting it downfield? Yes, they do. Prince on one side, Rogers on the other, and they go to Matt Rogers. Under a minute. 80 metres in front of the Cowboys. Make it 70. Here is John Williams. 65 metres to go, 45 seconds to do it in. Falmawina. Again, a solo play, and Sione wasn't going to run 55 metres himself. Taking it forward is Ben Harris. 3 tackles, 30 seconds. Thurston is the go-to man here. Graham across field. Graham gets the ball on. Here go the Cowboys. Inside to Ty Williams. Back to Luke O'Donnell. On to Ben Vayu. Across to Ben Harris. Harris taking the ball forward. 6 seconds left. 2 tackles remain. John Cartwright. He's down to the very edge of the fingernails. Here is Jonathan Thurston. Tries to get boot to ball. The Coast secure it, and the Coast secure a win. 26 points to 20. The Titans are still in the race. The semi-final football is their first victory in 5 weeks. They've done it against the Cowboys. 26 points to 20.